Welcome back. Dancers, dance enthusiasts, beginners or professionals are being invited to join professionally trained dancer Delano Manganu for dance training workshops and to strengthen the regional community of performing artists who push for the growth of the performing arts sector. Artistic Director of EVP Dance Academy in Trinidad and Tobago, Delano Manganu, is on island to facilitate dance workshops to be held at Harmony Suites. The award-winning dancer says as he journeys throughout the Caribbean, he is making a case for dance education amid complaints about tight budgets and a lack of government support. However, he wants creative minds and artists to keep pressing on and band together to advance the performing arts sector.
Performing arts is an investment, and a lot of first world countries have it. They're very enriched in their culture, so the government would put money into it because they know that the people are supporting it and it's very good for their economy and the educational aspect of it. In Trinidad and Tobago right now, I mean, it has been about 8 years now that it's been a big boom in Trinidad, where a lot of people are investing their time and effort more into dance because they see that they can get paid and have a really good paycheck and still be satisfied, and they can be successful and doing degrees and so on in the performing arts. While we're here in St. Lucia or the other smaller islands, sometimes we may have to think that there may not be a budget for it. But at the end of the day, they always say that a community can build a nation. So if there is a need in the community and people have a love or a passion for it, communities can get together and create programs with the government without seeing any revenue or money making. We're seeing a developing society. I've been around so many other Caribbean islanders that say we don't have the money, we don't have the budget. It's not always about not having the money, it's about having the brain and the wisdom to get something done.
As part of his visit to St. Lucia, Manganu will work alongside EVP Dance Academy here in St. Lucia to host dance workshops for underprivileged youth.
I think this is a wonderful program that we started. It's called the Live to Dance Project. We started it 3 years ago, and we have done underprivileged children homes in Trinidad, St. Vincent and St. Lucia, along with Barbados. We started just yesterday, and children that are underprivileged, of course, their parents, they're not given the opportunities. And dance, music, these things cost money. It's an expensive thing, it's an expensive sport. So we believe that we need to inspire people through this art form. And in that group, there is that child that's going to be privileged enough to discover that I am great at this. And we would like to be the one to help them see that they can discover that within themselves.
Manganu says the dance workshops cater for all, beginners, intermediary and advanced dancers.
I think that if someone has a likeness, has an attraction for any performing arts or dance in particular, they should try it. Anyone can dance with the right mentality, just like anyone can cook. If they would like to learn to cook or sew, anyone can dance if they have the right mentality. I must say, dancing is not easy work. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's about consistency, and it's about passion. Of course, we're going to be doing bachata, which is a Caribbean dance, but it's Latin. It's from the Dominican Republic. Then we'll be doing the rumba. It's from Cuba. The cha-cha, it's from Cuba. We'll be focusing on spins and turn techniques, which every dancer needs to do because of balance, and there's a turn and a spin in every dance, or any genre of dance. And we'll be also doing salsa, which is from Venezuela, Puerto Rico, and Colombia.
The Friday 29th workshop will be held at Harmony Suites from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Visit the EVP Dance Academy Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages for more information on the schedule of workshops. The Ministry of Health has issued a statement for World TB Day.
World TB Day is commemorated on the 24th of March, and this year, the theme for World TB Day is It's Time for Action, End TB. It is an urgent call for action to urge world leaders to keep the promises they made in the political declaration of the first ever UN high-level meeting on TB in New York in September 2018. Tuberculosis is a contagious airborne disease and is described by the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, as the world's deadliest infectious killer. Every day, almost 4,500 persons lose their lives to TB, and close to 30,000 persons fall ill with this preventable and curable disease. St. Lucia has a low burden of TB. This means that annually, we record less than 10 cases for every 100,000 persons in the population. In 2018, we had a total of 5 cases of TB and 0 deaths. This is down from 2017, where we had 11 cases of TB and 1 death. And in 2016, we had a total of 3 cases of TB with 0 deaths. In many countries, the existence of the HIV epidemic has been a main cause of TB. That is, many persons with HIV develop TB disease because of their immunosuppression or low immune system. In St. Lucia, between 2015 and now, there has only been 1 case of TB-HIV co-infection. In St. Lucia, TB seems to occur in persons who come from low socioeconomic situations or who have other diseases that can reduce or lower one's immune system, like diabetes. Persons can be exposed to TB and be infected with TB, but not develop TB disease. TB disease can have symptoms such as cough for 2 or more weeks, cough productive of bloody sputum, weight loss, night sweats, and loss of appetite. Persons with TB infection but no active tuberculosis disease can be treated for latent TB. One of the ways to determine if someone has been exposed to TB is a skin test called a Mantoux test. If your doctor advises you to do a skin test, please do it. It is free for the person getting tested for TB. It is better to know if you have been exposed to TB to be treated and cured than to develop TB disease from a latent TB infection that could easily have been treated. So, even if St. Lucia has a low burden of TB, it exists, and we hope that with awareness of tuberculosis, persons will become more vigilant. And with the End TB strategy, our goal is to end TB by 2035.
And now this announcement. Residents and persons traversing the Biru development are informed of the following. Concrete works are scheduled to take place in the Biru development next to Mr. August's residence, which will render the road impassable. Works are expected to last for at least 2.5 hours from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Friday, the 29th of March. It is requested that persons utilize the back road next to Donnelly's for entering and exiting the development. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Sports News with Tennyson Glasgow is up next.